Hi everyone, I'm Saren.
And I'm Michael.
And today we are continuing our Images at Twilight album reaction series with track number 7, Hot to Cold. It's been a fantastic album so far. And without further ado, let's just get straight into this.
Let's do this.
Interesting snare placement.
Yeah.
Really bouncy track. Oh.
All right, here.
Oh yeah. Wow. First of all, what a strong chorus.
Yeah. It's pretty big.
Wow, that is so good. I noticed that Steve loves doing that beat.
Well, what I just noticed, the funny thing is, it's I don't want to say similar to You're Not Alone, but once the verse
yes.
But once the verse is in, he's got it in this song going dun, 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 cut at the end of the bar. But at the intro, he's putting the snare at the beginning.
Yes.
Going, cut dun dun dun, cut dun.
Yeah.
Dun. Then he switches to the sort of the same, almost the same pattern as You're Not Alone.
That's what made me think of that. Yeah, is especially on this album, that beat is used a lot, and I like it a lot. Like subverting the expectation with the snare placement.
Absolutely.
Is really interesting. I'm curious, like, just I know we've talked about it a little bit, but what was it like to like record music in this time period? Because for me, like, I have a very different perspective on what everything.
Well, the great thing about it was anything was possible. I mean, there were no rules, nothing, and you know, we had no preconceived notion about what we should sound like or how we, fit into anything.
Yeah.
And as long as we were happy with it, so it was a lot of freedom in terms of
absolutely.
Recording. There's no record company breathing down our neck saying you need this kind of song or this kind of song. So we were, like I said, it was a lot of freedom to do what we wanted to do,
which is so cool to me.
I was going to say the verse in this song is the trade-offs. It's the first chance. I think it's the first time we did that back and forth sort of co-lead, and that's Greg Chad doing his thing back and forth with the A-B, and he was with us just for the one album, but it was just a case of not a good fit, and we all knew that. He as well. It was a mutual thing, and so he was there for this album. He did an adequate job with it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
That's Greg doing his co-lead thing. We ended up doing a few of those over the years, but that's I think the first time we did that.
Yeah. Because the thing about the writing, like you said, there's no rules. Like now, even though there's so much more like technology available and so much more like creative expression for people who don't have as much, like if they're not signed to a label or anything, you can still kind of make stuff. But I feel like so much stuff has been made already over time that it's really hard to create something original.
Oh yeah.
Versus at the time, there's less preconceived notions of what you can sound
and we
like.
We had no barriers. We had no boundaries.
Every time I hear someone talking about music, they're like, "Oh, it sounds like this, and it sounds like this," and that's what I really want to avoid is sounding like something.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? And you guys don't sound like anybody.
We were lucky.
You sound like Saga.
Yeah.
If this doesn't make sense, he's the singer of the Saga, by the way.
So I know a few things.
So he knows a few things.
All about the weather.
Kind of gets a similar vibrato at the end a little bit. Oh yeah. Love that band up there. Beautiful note. Oh. That's mixed really nicely. What a solo!
It's interesting. I was just noticing the tone of it. It's almost like through a megaphone.
I was gonna say,
It's
yeah.
interesting.
It's almost
Or like through a radio speaker.
It's similar to the kind of tone of beginning of "You're Not Alone."
A little bit.
A little bit kind of that sound, but that it's so good
It's
here.
It's really tasteful.
It's really like sharp and in
the beginning
best
of it,
way.
showing off Ian Staccato's.
Yeah.
He's very,
And
very
he's
good
really muting those higher strings, which creates that really interesting sound.
Really, really good.
And as well, like that kind of like melodic progression is kind of hard to make sound cool on guitar, like when doing a solo, because it's very like, triumphant and happy sounding. But
I'll defer to the guitar player in the room.
Just in my opinion, sound wise, it can sound kind of like boring sounding, but the way he does it is so interesting and solos so well on top of it.
Agreed.
Just such creative playing. It's so good. So nice.
I love that bend.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. Love the bell work.
Yeah.
Fade out, okay.
Gotta be.
Man.
Yeah, that had to be a fade out.
I mean, I think the fade out works really well here, but sometimes I wonder how often like fade outs are like
because we couldn't think of an ending.
Either it's an intentional choice or
that happens,
or you couldn't think of another way to end it, which is fine. I mean, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of do that. You kind of think, well, we don't know how to really wrap this up, nicely. So let's just fade. Especially, this one's cruising anyway.
Yeah,
you've got a song like this where the chorus is just cruising along.
Oh yeah,
you want it to go like right off into the sunset.
Yeah, I love.
But I think we rarely kind of went, you know what? I can't be bothered coming up with an ending. Let's just
no.
Good endings are hard to come by.
They are. They absolutely.
But that one, I think this one wanted to be a fade. So.
For sure, it feels like that. It's just such a strong chorus.
It's a natural.
And I love trading between like half of the chorus vocal and then into like a guitar
answer. Yeah,
guitar
its
answer.
Own melody at the back.
Like that's really creative. That's a really creative idea to me, and it's
right to the end. We kept little surprises.
Yeah, because instead of having a section where it's because I thought it was going to go into a section where it's just the guitar going over it for the rest of the song.
Right.
But I like that you trade back and forth between the vocals and the guitar. And another thing I really like about this song is how you don't like stray away from the chorus. Because a lot of times I'll hear a really cool part in a song. It doesn't necessarily have to be the chorus, but a lot of the times it is like a certain chorus line, and they don't repeat it for the sake of like.
That's a pet peeve
and I
of
don't,
mine. We've talked about this a few times.
Yeah, we have.
Driving around and like listening to music in the car, and Sam will
I'll
play,
trap him
he'll
force
trap
him.
me, yeah, and play new material like modern stuff, as it were. Stuff that I wouldn't be exposed to normally.
Right.
But we talk about music and songs and structure and that kind of thing. And I've said to him a few times that quite often there'll be a part in a song that just grabs me. I'm like, wow, that's a killer. And I'm waiting for it to happen again.
And it just doesn't.
And I'm like, guys,
I think a lot of bands do it.
Once,
yeah, I think they do it to like artificially create tension, but I don't think that's the way you do that.
It's having the opposite effect,
and
because
it's taking away from it, in my opinion.
I just want to hear it. It's a hook,
yeah,
you know. I just want to hear it again.
And I'm so glad you guys do this, you know, and just keep it going.
I think that's
Such
kind
a
of.
strong
I think
part.
that's kind of what set us apart at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Instead of being put like straight into the prog category, I've always been more song oriented, arrangement wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when all the fiddly bits and some songs, you know, a lot going on, but it really does come down to the arrangement and the structure of the song. We're very song oriented from the very beginning. So
yeah,
we don't wander around too much.
Too much. You got to have a good bit of wandering around.
Of course.
Otherwise, it's not Saga.
There you go.
All right. Well,
cool.
Thank you all for watching another episode. Hopefully you've made it this far. Hopefully we've grabbed your attention enough. But seriously, we appreciate all of the positive feedback so much. You guys are so kind.
Thank you for all the questions. We can't obviously get to all of them when we'd like to.
Yeah, this was just something we thought would be a fun thing to do, but we're getting so much more positive feedback than I expected, and you guys are loving the series, and we're loving making it, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Absolutely.
As long as you enjoy watching it, it's so much fun. I'm getting to discover so much.
I'm getting to rediscover things that I did that I forgot all about. So.
This is fantastic. I'm so lucky to have this opportunity, and that you all want to watch it. So we try to respond to as much stuff as we can. There's a lot, and we appreciate that so much. But thank you all. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know any questions you have in the comments below. And we will see you all in the next episode for the finale of Images at Twilight, which is Mouse in a Maze. It's a highly anticipated track from me. So I'm very excited for this one.
Cool. We'll see you soon.
See you.